Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. I need to get something. What's up, everybody? What's good, everybody? What is up, everybody? How are y'all doing today? Put this. How are y'all doing today? How are y'all doing today? What's up, Aloe? Aloe, we gotta set up our call. We could definitely do this weekend. Let me know how this weekend sounds for you, Aloe. You see why everything's been extra heavy for me lately. Get that Neo in the back. Get Neo in the back. What's good, everybody? What's good, everybody? Welcome to the live. Today's live is gonna be amazing as always. Today is gonna be a lot of wisdom, a lot of vibes, a lot of energy, and I'm excited to talk to you guys and chat with you guys. I'm excited. Why are you biting on this card? Girl. How are y'all feeling? How are y'all feeling today? How are y'all feeling today? There we go. I think I like that a little bit better. It's a little darker, but it looked better. Yes, I'm glad you're on right now. I'm on my way home. Oh, so I caught you at a good time. What's good, everybody? Princess, Boogie, Goddess, 5-star, Nick, Ocho, Aloe. Who else? Brianna, FX. What's good, everybody? How y'all feeling today? I was on live earlier, but I had to get myself together. I was like, I gotta give a bigger talk, a bigger chat. You know, I gotta really come in and just give some wisdom, give some game. I'm checking on the TikToks right now. And checking on my TikTok. I want to make sure that this looks right. All right, cool. Yeah, this looks so good. The live looks so good. Oh my God. Y'all see what I do for y'all? I get some good quality, you know, listen to the message, but it look good. You know what I'm saying? Gotta do what I gotta do. So, let's go ahead and get into it. Of course, we're still talking about some of the same factors that we've been talking about the past couple of days. But what's gonna be a bit different about today is that we're gonna go to the next step. Okay, you know you have the crown. You know that there's a big responsibility. You know what you have to do. But today's live is gonna be more so about accepting the version that you're gonna have to become to win. Okay, you already know that you have to have this responsibility. You already know that now. You're aware of it now. You've become aware that, hey, I have a responsibility. All right. I wanna see if I can get some extra cool lighting going on here. Let's see what we can do. Not yet. All right. Anyways, so are y'all ready for me to start? Y'all go ahead, share this live with your friends, share this live with your people, start video recording, start screen recording. And I want y'all to start getting into the habit of screen recording the videos and posting the parts or sending the parts that you feel like somebody needs to hear. All right. And the last thing I would say is make sure you got your notes. Find a way to be able to write down the things that you know what I'm saying, that comes to you like, okay, that resonated. All right. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the stream. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are going to be talking about the shadow side, who you need to become, how to accept who you need to become, and the next level when it comes to this responsibility that you're now taking on. What I want you to do is leave a like, a comment, make sure you subscribe, make sure you leave some hearts, and share this with your friends. Let's get into it. All right. So, as you guys can see here, got a few things ready for you guys. I'm taking a lot of what I already talked about. What I did was I kind of talked into this transcriber, started talking about the things that I feel that I wanted to, really teach on, and, organized it out into some talking points, okay? So, let's get into it. All right, so first thing I want you to understand is, obviously, your responsibility, the crown. Like, I keep saying the crown. Also, real quick before I start, I found a name for my supporters. Y'all want to hear it? Before we start, real quick, I found a name for my supporters. Y'all want to hear it? You know what I'm going to start calling y'all? I need to know what y'all think. Y'all ready? I'm going to call you Orithians. It's like Corinthians, but without the C, because my name Ori, right? And then what I want is every time I say something that hits, it's going to be like Orithians 5:27, Orithians, like it could be the date, like Orithians 8:21, Orithians 8:22, like, you get what I'm saying? I like that. Yeah, Corinthians from the Bibles, but Orithians. And the reason why I'm using the Bible is because it's something spiritual. You know what I'm saying? Also, Ori is a very big concept in Nigerian spirituality, where the Ori is the head. It's called divine consciousness. So that's why I said Orithians. All right. So Orithians, yeah, my Orithians. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. You know how they be like future relations? You know what I'm saying? When everything that future say, when it's something that's like cool, it be like future relations, the future relations. All right. Anyways, let's go. All right. So, the crown is not earned, it is recognized. So, I started putting things into laws, okay? And the first law is the crown chooses its bearer by the bearer's capacity to hold paradox without breaking. What that means is that the reason why you were chosen for this responsibility is because the level of things that you are able to take, the level of responsibility. You are literally like Atlas. And I'm going to show you guys who Atlas is. Atlas is a story, I think, in like Stoicism or Greek. And Atlas has the world on his back. Let me show you. This is Atlas. He's a titan. See, he has the world on his back. That's the story, right? You're like Atlas right now. And it's not easy. It's not. So in Greek mythology, Atlas is a titan known for bearing the weight of the heavens on his shoulder, a punishment imposed by Zeus. He is the son of the titan Lepidus. I hope I said that right. But basically, he is the one holding things up, right? And what I want you to understand is that, in a sense, you have a big responsibility. You've become aware of that. And if this is your first live, I know some of y'all, this is your first time really hearing this. So I'm going to just talk about it as if it's the first time. I hope that's okay. So the crown is not earned. It is recognized. The first law, the crown chooses its bearer by the bearer's capacity to hold paradox without breaking. What you have to understand is that you are being given this crown, and you're going through this crowning ceremony right now. And you have the responsibility of your kingdom. Your kingdom is not just you. Your kingdom is your family. Somebody said you can't hear me? No, I hear myself. What you talking about? No, I don't know what you're talking about. I can hear myself. So, basically, let's finish. Because I can hear you. They mic trash. All right, let's finish. All right, so what calls to you from eternity was always yours. What others see in you before you see it yourself is not projection, but prophecy. The crown settles where it belongs according to laws older than ambition, deeper than desire. So what you have to understand is the reason why you have this responsibility is because you're the only one that can actually handle this responsibility. Okay? And when you are the only one that can handle this responsibility, that means you can't give it to nobody. That means it's all on you. And a lot of y'all have been wondering, damn, why has life been kicking me lately? Why has it been beating why is it doing me like this? The reason why is because you're meant for more and you are meant to be stretched. What's up, Lexi? You are meant to be stretched. Okay? So the second law, what places itself upon you without consent reveals more about your essence than what you consciously choose. So the battles that you face say a lot more about what you're capable of instead of what you're incapable of. Do you understand? People who do not deal with adversity in their life are never going to be great. So you have to go through adversity. You have to go through friction. You have to be sharpened. It's not easy. Thank you, foreign, 4G. Thank you. It's not easy, okay? So you did not seek the weight, yet you carry it. You did not ask for the isolation, yet you endure it. You did not request the responsibility, yet you answer it. This is the first sign that the crown has found its home. Do you really understand what that means? There is a reason why your ancestors have you watching this video at this exact moment. You know, I was talking about it in a live earlier today that Carl Jung speaks about synchronicities. He has a whole book about it. I recommend that you guys go ahead and check that book out, Carl Jung. It talks about synchronicities are literally, it's quantum physics and psychology because it's your inner world and the outer world syncing up. And it's creating a sign for you to recognize that there is some type of confluence. Okay, and confluence basically means multiple things happening at one time to confirm something. Okay, so the third law, the universe places upon each soul exactly what that soul can transform into strength, no more, no less. The crown measures not your comfort, but your capacity. Look not to your ambitions to understand your destiny. Look to what burdens have been placed upon your shoulders without your asking. So what that means is that if you're carrying your whole family, and when I say carrying your whole family, I mean in terms of wisdom. I mean in terms of legacy. What do you think that really means about your capacity? Some of y'all were given adult responsibilities as kids. What do you think that means about your capacity? Think about it. Okay? The fourth law, recognition precedes readiness. The crown appears when consciousness is possible, not when it is comfortable. You're never going to be ready. And I need you to understand this. You're never going to be ready. You're always going to jump before you even knew that you had to jump. And what makes you great is your ability to land on your feet every time, even though you were pushed or you were dropped without your consent or without you even knowing. The soul demonstrates its fitness through countless small acts of responsibility before it knows the crown exists. Service before recognition, weight before awareness, burden before blessing. So if you're worried about the burden that you're carrying, imagine how big the blessing is for carrying it. Imagine how big the muscles get, because you have to remember, carrying something that is super heavy creates some type of resistance, and that resistance is what tears to create muscles. Okay? So that right there was called the laws of placement. Now we're going to talk about the weight. To exist is to influence. To influence consciously is to reign. So your existence is already influential. Like, believe it or not, people see you and people are inspired by you. Comment down below if this live is resonating with you. The more you comment, the more you like, the more this is going to be pushed into the algorithm, okay? So what I want you to understand is that your existence is already influential. You being on your journey is already influential. Now, how much more influential you think you're going to become when you're conscious of that and you're now being intentional about it. Okay? So most people walk through life unconscious of how their presence move through others. They're not even aware of how their energy actually affects people. Some people have powerful energy but don't even know how to use it, so it's actually creating chaos. So some people, they speak without knowing their words plant seeds. They think things without knowing that their head and their mind is a garden and it's growing without them realizing. They choose without seeing how their choices become templates for other people to watch. So you don't even realize how people are watching you make decisions and they're following your decisions, but you're not even aware of it. So imagine once you become aware of that, how much more intentional your moves are going to be now that you know that you're being watched. I always feel like I'm being watched. Okay? So, sixth law. Consciousness of influence creates the crown. The crown creates consciousness of consequence. Weight without consciousness is burden. So, before this moment, you probably didn't know why you had such a burden on you. Now that you know that you have such a burden on you, now it doesn't become just a burden, it becomes power. Okay? So what you have to realize is that things are going to get heavier and heavier and heavier. And now that you know that this thing is getting heavier, not to destroy you, but to strengthen you, you can find some type of sovereignty in that. Okay? Each decision carries the weight of all who will be touched by its consequence. Each word bears the responsibility of all who would hear it echo. Each action shoulders the burden of all who would take it as an example. What you think affects only you. What you think affects only you affects everyone who encounters the energy of your thinking. Now, I know some of you guys may be like, what does that mean? What that means is that every action, everything you think has such a frequency about it that it is felt. Trust me, when you are upset, everybody feels it. When you are on fire, everybody feels it. So your thoughts are also signals that because your energy is so high, those thoughts can be caught almost like a Wi-Fi. Imagine your neighbor's Wi-Fi is so strong that you could use it at your house. That's your energy. That's your energy. So your thought is a force. Your emotion is contagious. And by you learning how to master it, you're naturally going to teach people. You get what I'm saying? And when you realize that you're always being watched because your energy is always felt, every internal state that you feel radiates outward into the collective conscious. Think about it. The things that I'm feeling right now internally, I'm such a high, powerful being that you guys are also feeling the same things. You guys are feeling the weight and the responsibility of being the best, just like how I'm feeling it. Right? So let's get into the third law, the law of presence. Let's get into the third law, the law of presence, okay? And listen to me, guys. You guys can learn everything that I'm teaching you right now in my mystery school. The link is in my bio, Styx Mystery School. Go ahead and sign up, and I actually have an app. Listen, guys, I have so many notes of look, 2023. Hold on. So many notes. I've been doing this. Hold on. I've been doing this for years. This is from 2021. Emerald Tablets. 2021. Hemisync. You know what I'm saying? Subtle Energy. Look at what year this was. 2020. I've been doing this before it was lit. Before it was a trend. I've been teaching about this stuff. Been teaching about this stuff. I wish I could show y'all what's over here. Been teaching about this stuff. Been learning about it. You get what I'm saying? So, let's continue. All right. So, the third law, the laws of presence. Okay. The sovereign leads not through command, but through incarnation. What you are teaches louder than what you say. That is how influential you are. Who you are, what you do, how you move is way more influential than what you say. Others learn by watching how you carry loss, how you handle power, how you treat those who cannot serve you. Let me read that one more time. Others learn, I am a Life Path 7. And I'm a 34-7, so I'm the highest level of the 7 because the 34 is right there by the 33. All right. Yeah, I am. So listen, that's, you see, you could pick up on the energy. All right. So others learn by watching how you carry loss, how you handle power, and how you treat those who cannot serve you. Okay? How do you treat people that can't serve you, that have nothing for you? Okay? Think about Jesus, who died at 33, right? All right? And I'm looking at religion not as a devotee, but I'm looking at religion as a science. Okay? So, they absorb your lessons not through your words, but through your being. Through your being. True authority comes not from position, because some people are the boss, but they're not really the boss. Some people have a lot of followers, but they're not really an influencer. You get what I'm saying? So, true authority comes not from position, but from alignment of inner truth with outer action. The crown recognizes authenticity and punishes pretense. You cannot fake the depth that creates lasting influence. That's why I say some people look at me and they're like, damn, you should have more followers. You should have more numbers. You should have more of this. Listen, what is real will prosper. In due time, I will be known all over the world, because what is real will prosper. God is the algorithm. And I am on God's timing. What's the name of the book? My book is called The Crown. It's in the link in my bio. But what I'm reading is not from a book. I'm teaching from my book, but this is not a book. This is on my mystery school, though, and you can access this information. So the link is in my bio, Styx Mystery School, and go ahead and join, all right? So you cannot fake the depth that creates lasting influence. That's why some people can have way more followers than me, but they don't impact as much as me. Hello, come on now. Where my little stick at? Where my little stick at, y'all? I need to hit the little bowl. Where my little stick at, y'all? Where my stick? Stick. Damn, I'm trying to hit my bowl. Where my stick at? Well, I feel like it's right in front of my face right now. How I lose the stick? All right, whatever. Let's continue. Okay, so you cannot simulate the presence that commands genuine. Is right there. Now, why would you do that? You cannot trick me. You cannot trick me. Damn. All right, whatever. All right, so here we go. Y'all ready? Y'all ready to lock back in? Are y'all ready to lock back in? Y'all ready to lock back in? Let me know. Y'all ready to lock back in? I'm ready to lock back in. You ready to lock back in? All right, cool. Let's go. Okay, back to what we were saying. So, true authority comes not from position, but from the alignment of inner truth with outer action. So, I want to enforce this and really like reinforce it, that you gotta stop thinking anyways. No, so look, I know I can't lock in. Where's the stick? Y'all are hilarious. I love y'all so much. What the fuck am I gonna do without y'all? Okay. Anyways, get out of here. I was locked in. That's how focused I was. Okay, so here we go. So what you gotta understand is that some people, just because they have a title does not mean they actually own or earn that title. There are some people calling themselves influencers but not influencing a damn thing. Okay, let's get it correct. All right, so the greatest influence occurs when others discover in your presence permission to become more fully themselves. When people realize that being around you unlocks more of them, that's when you know you're truly powerful. Because it wasn't about you. It started with you, but your power was so grand that it was beyond you. Okay? So, lead not by domination, but by inspiration. Rule not through control, but catalyst. The crown succeeds when it becomes unnecessary. When those it has touched no longer need guidance because they have internalized wisdom. I always tell people, like, there has to come a point when you graduate. You know? So, what you have to realize, too, is that it says, presence is not performance. It is the natural radiation of the aligned being. To try to be present is to guarantee it's absent. Presence arises when the gap between who you are and who you present yourself to be disappears entirely. Some of y'all are not being who you truly are, and you're acting like this tamed version. You've allowed life to domesticate you. I need you to go back to being your true, raw, savage self. Okay? The sovereign teaches without speech, leaves without command, influences without manipulation. Like the sun that illuminates without effort, the crowned one affects change through the natural consequence of their existence. Force is the mark of false sovereignty. So when you see people trying to force themselves, force their beliefs, that's because they're not actually influential. The real influential just have to live and people are influenced. Their life alone is the impact. Their life alone is the influence. Okay? Now let's talk about the laws of pressure and what you're going to endure. Also, I do want you guys to understand everything that I'm teaching right now comes from my book, The Crown. So if you guys have not yet gotten my book, make sure you guys click the link in my bio and you go get my new ebook. Once you buy the book, it goes directly to your email so you can start reading it today. All right? I'm about to put this in the YouTube chat also, just so everybody can access it. All right? So let's finish. So, the laws of pressure. You're going to deal with pressure and you need to get good at it. Trust me, you need to get good at thriving under pressure, because guess what? Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, LeBron James wouldn't be great if they weren't able to finish in the clutch. Okay? So under pressure, essence reveals itself. If people can't perform under pressure, then they not the one. You're not the one if you cannot thrive under pressure. For me, pressure brings out the best in me. It does. Okay? So, the crown subjects its bearer to existential intensification until all that is false burns away. That means that you are going to consistently go through fire and dark night of the soul until the version of you that you've created to be safe and to blend in is completely burned away and you're reborn. Comfort conceals, crisis reveals. That's what I always tell you. Adversity is an opportunity. I have a book on my website also that's about adversity. Adversity I love adversity because adversity really shows who's really meant for that shit. Who's really the one, who's really built like that. If you cannot succeed in adversity, you're not built different. You built the same. You hear me? So, Orithians 8:22, adversity is an opportunity. You hear me? Orithians 8:22. Somebody write that down. Orithians 8:22, because today's August 22nd. Adversity is an opportunity. Okay, let's continue. The crown ensures that you will face enough intensity to discover what you are truly made of when all familiar supports are stripped away. Thank you, Chandra. Thank you, Chandra. I'm drinking water and creatine right now. I learned that creatine is really good for the brain. All right. All right. So, what remains when everything you thought were has been tested is what was always true. Okay? So, the crown's pressure is not punishment, but it is purification. It burns away the non essential to reveal the eternal. It removes what you thought you needed to show you what you actually are. Let me say that one more time. It removes what you thought you needed to show you what you actually are. Come on. Come on now. Come on now. I'm trying to give you the facts. Okay? So the crown either forges or destroys you. It burns away the non-essential to reveal the eternal. It removes what you thought you needed to show you what you really are. It removed what you thought you needed to show you what you really are. You are going through what you're going through so you can see what you are really made of. You feel me? There is no middle ground. Either you will be made or you will be broken. Make or break. Pressure creates clarity. You discover either that you are stronger than you knew or weaker than you pretended. The crown tolerates no mediocrity. It demands either transformation or abdication. Like I said, y'all make sure y'all go get this book, The Crown. The link is in my bio. It's the first link, my new book. It's going to say Linktree. All right? Those who survived the crown's testing emerge not as they were, but as they were beneath the illusion that comfort allows. What that means is that once you go through that dark night of the soul, the real raw you that was hiding underneath comes up. It starts to come up. Okay? The fire does not create strength. It reveals strength that was always present. The storm does not build character. It unveils character that was always there. And guess what? Without discipline, you're going to lose your crown. But with alignment and with discipline, nobody can take it from you. You hear me? But if you're not disciplined, that crown will destroy you. It's like your mind, because it sits on the crown chakra. If you can control it, it can serve you. If you can't, it will enslave you. So let's talk about solitude. The laws of solitude. So what you have to understand is that going through this process it can be lonely sometimes. You're going to find that some people you're just not going to resonate with anymore, and that's okay. That's okay. You get what I'm saying? All right? So let's continue. The crown elevates, and in elevation isolates. To see further is to stand apart. The crown grants perspective that others do not share. You see consequences they cannot imagine. You understand complexities they have not encountered. You carry knowledge that comfort cannot accommodate. The deepest companionship comes not from being understood, but from understanding. Others cannot fully comprehend the weight you carry because they have not felt it. And that's why other people's advice misses the mark. Because it comes from a perspective that cannot encompass your actual responsibilities. That's why some people, when they try to give me advice, they go, because they don't understand. They're like, you don't have to be so obsessed. You don't have to be so intense. Sweetie, you think I want to be like this? You think I have a choice? This is what is demanded of me. I don't have a choice. This is my responsibility. This is my destiny. This is my purpose. And you think I'm going to let God down? Out of all people, you think I'm going to let God down? I am not trying to face them consequences. Okay? So, isolation purifies intention. Only in solitude do you discover whether you serve yourself or something greater. When you are stripped of external validation, removed from the comfort of agreement, you face the truth of your motivation. Are you actually doing this for them, or actually are you doing it for yourself? Period. You get what I'm saying? So the crown's isolation burns away the need for approval. So what you're going to understand is that going through this process, you're not going to care for what people think anymore, because you're going to realize they don't ever understand. So you're not even going to take it personal. Right? And that's why sometimes winters seem cold. That's why. All right? Solitude is not loneliness. It is the natural state of one who has learned to be complete within themselves. The crown teaches you that you must be your own best company before you can be worthy company of others. Self-sufficiency is not selfishness. It is the foundation of genuine service. Let me say that one more time. Self-sufficiency is not selfishness. It is the foundation of genuine service. Guys, listen. I have so much. Listen. This is where I'm at right now. This is where I'm at right now. This is where I'm at right now. Right here. Laws of solitude. Look how much more I have. Look how much more I have. I'm not going to give y'all all of this. Look at how much more I have. Do you see that? You're going to have to get it on the mystery school. But I will do this part right here that talks about the shadow. I will talk about this part right here, the shadow. Because I want you to understand. So the laws of the shadow. Every crown casts a shadow. Every light creates darkness. The brighter the crown shines, the deeper the shadow it casts. Power awakens its opposites. Authority summons rebellion. Strength calls forth the forces that will test it. The power awakens its opposite. Okay? So what I want you to understand is that your shadow has to be integrated if you're going to do this successfully. You cannot do this without your shadow. You cannot. You cannot. Because guess what? What you deny in yourself rules you. What you integrate in yourself serves you. Come on now. That's so deep. I'm going to put that in the chat. That's so deep. Like I said, if you want to read the full book, the link is in the bio. Go ahead and go get that ebook. It's on my Shopify. The link is in the bio. It's going to say my new ebook. What you deny in yourself rules you. What you integrate in yourself serves you. Okay? The shadow is not separate from the crown. It is the crown's other face. To repress the shadow is to ensure its eruption. To face it is to gain its power. Because if you can't rule yourself, you can't rule a kingdom. Okay? And most people, when they fall, it's because their shadow took over and they couldn't fix their own shadow. Like, think about Tiger Woods when he got caught up in scandals. Look at Diddy, caught up in scandals. When these people can't control their shadow self, it destroys them. It destroys them. You feel me? So, let's talk about integrating your shadow. The shadow is not a curse, but inheritance. Anger purified becomes clarity. Fear faced becomes vigilance. Desire acknowledged becomes magnetism. Every vice contains a virtue. Every weakness holds a strength. Every shadow quality, when consciously integrated, becomes a source of power rather than vulnerability. For example, as a Scorpio, one of my shadows is like obsession. One of my shadows is like darkness, right? And emotions. What I did was I learned how to use my emotions as a sign that transformation is happening instead of allowing my emotions to destroy me. I started using my obsession towards my craft instead of towards my loved one, my partner. You get what I'm saying? I don't obsess about people or a crush. I obsess about my craft. Aquariuses are the same way. Okay? So the shadow integrated becomes the crown's greatest power. The shadow denied becomes its certain destruction. What you make conscious serves you. What remains unconscious destroys you. Listen, y'all, I'm going to stop right there. This is so much information. This is so much information. And like I said, I'm gonna stop right there. And I'm gonna stop right there. So like I said, if you want the rest of it, you can join my mystery school and you can go get my ebook. Everything is in the link in my bio. And every single live that I do is posted on my YouTube also, just for everyone who wants to know. Okay? As y'all can see, this crystal that I'm wearing right now is moss agate. I'm wearing moss agate right now. All right? I'm wearing moss agate. Moss agate is the stone of abundance. And because I'm around so much technology, I always have these organite pyramids to protect me from it. I decided that I wanted to get back into my ancient practices because the ancient practices were so ahead of its time. Like, I got 3 pyramids up here. Wow, I didn't even realize. I got another. This one is Shungite. This one is Shungite. But I just realized that I wanted to participate in more ancient practices. I've been drumming. I've been, trying to make sure that my space and my energy always has something to elevate it. Okay? And if you guys ever want to get crystals and things like that, they are in the link in my bio, also on my website. I've heard of that book before, Jazz. Is that the Jazz that I'm thinking about? Jazz Joseph? Is that who I think that is? If that's who I think that is, that's so crazy because I was just thinking about you. Is that Jazz Joseph or this a different Jazz? You got a sound bowl? I do got a sound bowl. All right. Need the rock salt lamp, King. All right, cool. I got you. All right. But listen, y'all. Y'all know what y'all need to do. Go ahead and go get that book. And check out the website too, because I have a whole bunch of other books on there too. All right. Wild, you said that I've just became a Basu Kemetic yoga instructor. Hit me up. DM me. I'm trying to talk to you. See what you know. Will you say Aquarius do the same, like with the craft and obsession? Yes, with obsession. No, just long time listener family. Oh, okay. What's up, Jazz? All right. So I love you guys. And if you want to book a one-on-one with me, you want to chat with me, you want to talk to me, you also can DM me. All right. I love you guys, and later.